lights go out, and already one has gone round even before the lights went green, and that was the number 71 car of Trofeo Pirelli. You can just see that car returning at the back there. All sorts of jostling going on, and for the second time of asking, David Fuminelli goes around at La Source with big damage to his car. And that is a huge impact of the number 15 car of Thomas Loflad, the AM driver, with debris all over the track. The safety car will be called for inevitably. That was a torrid start to the race through La Source. So we saw going around David Fuminelli. We also saw Thomas Loflad make contact. And before even all of that, right at the back of the grid, there was a car that had gone around even before the lights had gone green. So safety car called for right at the start of this race. And we hope Thomas Loflad is okay inside the car. Also out is Chris Froggatt in number 93 car. Well, we have a red flag, so the race has been suspended, and the safety car makes its way down the start-finish straight now. Christian Colombo and Tanny Hanna there to the right of your picture, and well, there is Thomas Loflad, and it's very good to see that Thomas is out of the car, and he's perfectly okay. Just look, there's part of a door there, I think it was. Really did make a huge impact. So Thomas Loflad out of the car, reinforcing the integral safety of these 488 Challenge cars, because that was a big impact. And Chris Froggatt is out of his car as well. I was going to say it's been a torrid time for Chris Froggatt. Actually not, because he took a win yesterday in his class. But that was, you know, he had to serve a drive-through penalty and still managed to, he won by 3/100ths of a second over the car of John Sawbridge. So that is the car being pushed back into the garage, which I think we saw going round right at the start of the race. So we're in a position now where, as the race was stopped, Niklas Nielsen had lost out on a huge lump of places. He'd gone down to sort of P5 or 6. Here in replay, there you can see the number 71 car. That was the car that went around right at the start. Cristoforo Pantelis was squeezed by the number 61 car of John Dillon, ends up going around. And now let's try and pick out the bones of this. So Florian Merckx on the inside. David Fuminelli, it's just completely on his own. A hugely experienced driver on cold tyres, look. And that's where Niklas Nielsen, in avoiding action, lost out on a huge lump of places. And I have to say, I'm really surprised by that. So now, let's see, to the very right of your picture is Thomas Loflad. Where did it go wrong for Thomas? He's just turning, coming off the Astro, and gets it horribly wrong. And that was a driver's door impact as well. But Thomas Loflad is perfectly okay. And you can see there Philip Barron, one of the team bosses, in fact, the team boss of the race leader before the race was suspended, Florian Merckx. So a really dramatic start to the race. So as the cars make their way back into the pit lane, the race then, as I said, has been red flagged. Now the clock is continuing to count down. We have a reasonably tight schedule here at Spa-Francorchamps, with another Copa Shell race to come, and of course the F1 client in the XX programs who want to get their cars out on track as well. So the cars are being parked up in the pit lane. Of course, there is quite a lot of debris to be cleared up following the collision, mostly of Thomas Loflad.